I think it's recording. I hope it's recording. Okay, there it was. So that was 2013. That's the Nashville to Natchez charity ride we did for the Wounded Warriors Project. Team Red, White, and Blue. Actually, that's a slightly separate organization, but same focus. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing all my rides that I have um, recorded on my GPS since 2008, and what it's showing you is the green here. It's actually technically blue. I think it's blue, but um, because it's overlaid on top of the others, it's going to show up as green. Anyway, the that's the current route that's being processed, and then what it's doing is, right after it shows the map, I'm looking up the counties that route touches, just has to go inside it. And so we're all the way up into 2015 now. Yeah, so this map's going to really start to fill in now because I'm already into ultra cycling. Up until this point, you've got 125,000 miles, basically, mostly right here. But now I'm training for Race Across America 2015. About to see some Chihas. Looks like actually I've already got the Chihas here. Oh yeah, because it's already over into 2016. You can see the ride that it's processing down here. Already up to 36 states, 408 counties, 150,000 miles. And so the reason why I'm doing this today is I wanted to do an updated map showing the Tennessee counties that are still left, and it's just a few right in here. But I thought I would just record the narration as it's generating that map, and which means it's going to finish up these 5 states. So Alabama is already done. There was a ride that glitched. It didn't count that one right there, but yeah, there you go. But there, I'd already crossed over into the border. Anyway, so Alabama's done now, and next up is Mississippi. So finished Mississippi in not till 2020. So Alabama, I finished in 2016. So finished all of. In fact, I rode in all the counties in Alabama in 1 year in 2016. And then it's not till 2020 that I finished my next state, which is Mississippi. It's gonna be followed by Florida, Louisiana, and then Georgia. So that was a summer vacation in Tybee Island over here. So we vacationed over there as a family for a number of years, and I've usually just biked either over there or back. So the first time was actually over there, and it was this route right here, which was just a super awesome, epic adventure. Was trying to hit the 5 highest points in Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina. I was trying to hit all 5 of the highest points, and I ended up having to cut out Mount Mitchell, North Carolina. I was just running too far behind, but I did hit the 4 state high points. That there's just so many. I could spend an hour, maybe 2 hours, talking about that one ride. Anyway, so but that was the first time I rode there, and then the next year I rode back home. The year after that, I rode all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean here, and then finished on the next day into Tybee Island. So many adventures. And then there's one more. I've only ridden there. I think I've ridden there 5 times total now. One time back, and all the others have been on the way there, to ride there. Anyway, well, Mississippi's getting close. We're up here into 2020. So Delta Epic is actually coming up here in October 2020. Hit all these counties right here, and notice that the parts of Mississippi I've ridden in is actually very hilly. All this is very hilly, even down here on the coast. Well, not the coast, but there are some hills down in here. Anyway, but this is tabletop flat. The delta, the true delta here, part of the state, very, very flat. And yeah, and then hit this. This was so cold. It was so cold. Oh yeah, so I didn't even finish it to the beginning of 2021. That's right. I didn't do that northern Mississippi ride to 2021. Okay. But I did the southern one. I think very late 2020, and then finished off 2021. All right. So Florida's up next. There's only one, two, three, and that was a legit miss. I had intended to ride through that county and missed it, or didn't actually realize it was there when I was planning out the route. It is the smallest county in Florida, by the way. That right there is the smallest county in Florida. Oh wait, no, third smallest. I can't remember. I looked it up at one point. It's up there. It's very small. Anyway, so to finish that count, though, yep, there it was. So I did one big ride down here to hit all these counties, which includes the Keys. And then I also, on the way down, I stopped and did a ride across this county, to hit those counties. And then right after finishing that ride, drove down to here and did that county, and then drove down to here, slept, and then rode 300 and something miles to hit all these counties here, which includes the Keys, the county that the Keys are in. All right, and you see Louisiana's actually already done. There was one big spring break trip, 4 days, right here, that hit all these counties, and then I still had these counties, and that was a big ride. In fact, I split it up into a couple rides as well. Big old 250 miler, and then another 70 miles maybe. And then so that was actually 3 rides, and then one final ride over here to hit these 2 counties right here. Started in that county, right over here into that county. That was like a 10-mile little loop. That was kind of a fun loop. All right, and then Georgia. So that was Louisiana. Oh, it's actually done. It's actually done. Wow. Okay. I couldn't talk fast enough. So Georgia was the 5th state that I've ridden all the counties in, and I was missing a bunch over here. I did this bird dog race, which was an awesome race, and then I was gonna, after that race, was gonna try and ride another 200 miles, and I was so done after the race. I didn't end up doing the whole. I rode a little bit more, but not the whole ride, so I was missing a few counties in here. And then I don't remember missing another county, some counties in here. I can't remember at this point, but okay. Well, let's talk about Tennessee because that's the focus here. So I guess I'll zoom in for this one. Well, look at that. All these rides up to where my brother and sister-in-law were living up here in Bowling Green. So I did all these rides. 3, I think it's just 3 times. Another ride up here to Michigan. Oh, it was so much fun. And then with my daughter up here in college now, I've now ridden once, and I'm going to be hitting these counties on my way back. We're going up there for Thanksgiving, and I'll hit these counties right here. And there's a few of them. I mean, you can't see the lines here, but I think there's 3 or 4 right here. Actually, there might be 5 here, and then 2. I'm pretty sure there's only 2 left right here. And that'll be all the counties. I've already routed it out. Get all through those in day 1. So actually, I'm going to spend the night in Tazewell, Tennessee. I think it's the plan. I think that's where I'm going to spend the night on day 1. That's 350 miles, especially with having to zigzag a little bit in here, and the mountains, the hills. I didn't realize it was so hilly west of Knoxville, so I'm excited to experience that in person. And there you go. This is the map. Explains exactly why I didn't realize it. I've never ridden there. Never ridden through here, but that looks pretty rugged right there, and I'm actually going to go right through the middle of that, so I'm looking really excited. All right, I am really excited, looking really forward, and I'm really excited about that. All right, back to this ride. 6 states, 21 counties, and that's the very last ride. That's why it's still in this sort of this blue-green color. That's the very last ride that's on here. I haven't got my last week or two's worth of rides. Haven't uploaded them because they've just all been right here. You wouldn't be able to see them. Anyway, so I started down here at what's called the top of Mississippi. There's a sign in South Hall / Horn Lake. Two little towns there. I think South Hall is really pretty much just a neighborhood, but which is different from South Haven. That looks like that's in Tennessee. Oh, I don't have to guess. I can just zoom in. anyway, so started down here, and then this yellow route is my outbound route up here, and then did the um, Big River Trail, Big River Crossing, um, and the Big River Trail, so bike pedestrian. Now, in order to keep from crashing the web browser, you can tell I actually had to trim down the number of points. So when it's assessing the counties, it uses all the points, and it needs to, because sometimes it just barely go into a county. So it uses all the points, but then for the actual display of the route, it's only using a very, very small subset. But anyway, so this was County 1 and State 1. Crossed the line almost immediately into, there's a couple miles here, and it was actually a little tricky to ride, but a couple miles from the Walmart down here in Horn Lake up across into Tennessee, and then took about an hour to get to here, and then crossed over into Arkansas. And then I don't think it was this county. I think it's this county right here. This is actually Mississippi County, Arkansas. It's either that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, because that's already into Missouri. So, yeah, so it's this one. This one's Mississippi County, Arkansas. And so there was all these cool little county signs that just said Mississippi. And I was in Arkansas. I took a picture of one of them. But there were there was a whole bunch of others I wanted to take, but I wasn't going to turn around. Couldn't see them till too late. Anyway, but it's basically following Highway 61 here, which actually goes all the way up into Minnesota. And it also kind of, Interstate 55 sort of follows the general path of 61. In fact, 61 hops on 55 for a while. Followed that all the way up into Missouri, and then made a detour here. Although there really wasn't this was 61. I think this was one of the sections where it really was part of the interstate here. So I was going to need to go this way. But this county right here, oh, and this county right here doesn't show up on my map. There's a little bit of a bug in my script, but see, this is two different disjoint areas for the county, and it doesn't grab this one, but it is the same county. It's the Fulton County, town of Fulton, Kentucky here, and this is Fulton County, and that's also Fulton County. And there is a road that actually goes in there, that goes up in there, but I no interest. I mean, well, yeah, sure, if it works out, but there was no way I could get that into this ride without making it a 500 mile long ride. It would have been much longer than it ended up being. Anyway, so to get to this county, I tried routing this a number of ways, and there's not a lot of good roads right in here, so you would have to come up in here and over. If the timing would have worked out, maybe take the ferry here, maybe not too bad. But the timing was not going to work out. This was middle of the night. This is about 9 p.m. It was midnight by the time I made it up here. It's midnight by here, so this is 10 p.m. By around, I assume it was like 10 p.m. closer to New Madrid, somewhere in here. Anyway, so the ferry wasn't going to be running. So I opted for this interstate bridge, which is newer bridge. So I knew it'd be wide, and I checked it all out on Street View, and so took that, and then rode this road up into this county here. Saw the county line sign, took my picture, turned around, came back, and then continued on in the real route. And so that is the real route. So the 600K, and almost exactly 600K, a little bit more. You could do this loop up here all the way around 6 states, and you would end up back here in at the starting point, going right by the Graceland place. When traffic was not great there, though, going by Graceland. And that would be almost exactly 600K. But this is actually a 20 miles out, 20 miles back. So this was an extra 40 miles right here. Detour to get those two counties right there. And you can see the route. They made for a much straighter route here. Oh, the Rockabilly race. I got second in the crit right here. That was a good race. Nate, different Nate. Can't think of his last name right now. Won the race. But you can see that it ended up being a fairly straight shot. Wow, I feel like there was one little detour in here. Yeah, just to kind of bounce up here to get close enough. And this again is not a super accurate, because I did need. Oh no, wait. No, yeah, because that state line is wrong. The state line is actually on the river, so I'm imagining that that's actually because of the way I'm zoomed in and out here. Um, Although that would be interesting to know if there is part of Tennessee over here. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. So I think it's just a weird zoom. Um, because you can tell by the font size here, I'm actually zoomed way out of the normal resolution for this, so that might affect the overlay a little bit. You can kind of see that in there a couple times. Anyway, and so that was the first 24 hours. Made it to there, and then I immediately started another ride to come down here. Apparently, the way it chops it down, it missed a little bit in there, but I mean, I started the ride immediately after. And then down here to the finish, 417 miles for the whole trip. Split up into 383 miles, I think, in the first 24 hours. And then this last bit, I slowed it way down, 2.5 hours. Stopped a couple times. Took some pictures. Fought traffic in here. Or actually, I think it was... Yeah, Graceland's right in here. So, fought traffic in here. Because it was lunchtime on a Tuesday. And then made it back. And so again, to summarize here, and actually I'll go ahead and do the screenshot. No, I won't mess with I won't mess with the screenshot while I'm doing the video recording. But yeah, so these are the final counties here that I need for Tennessee. So this is roughly the North Carolina border right here. Yeah, Murphy, North Carolina. So this is roughly the North Carolina border there. And so yeah, one last ride, and I'll hit all those counties. All right, that's it.